Hello, my friends. I just finished reading a book by Michelle MacNamara called I'll Be Gone in the Dark, One Woman's Obsessive Search for the Golden State Killer. And this is a very unique book when it comes to true crime because the crime that it documents, the serial killer or serial rapist, uh, was actually caught after the book was completed. And I'll just tell you who that was. It was Joseph James D'Angelo. And he he was an interesting character as well. I think I reviewed another book about him. Basically, he was a cop and he used the cop role that he had to get access to women, and he knew their sort of MO, like the cop's MO, so he was able to take care of himself and not leave any evidence. And I think that he was caught based on DNA matching of one of his relatives. I think he is a high profile case where that happened. So, why is the book interesting though? The book is interesting because it's about the quest to get this guy, but the author unfortunately died before she could finish the book and died before the case actually was solved. So I think if she had lived longer, the book probably wouldn't have come out. And I think that the book coming out was sort of a monument to the dedication of her friends and family. Um, and this is going to be wild, but actually, she was married to Patton Oswalt, the comedic actor, stand-up comedian. So he really pushed to have the book completed, and it was kind of like the thing that she had been obsessed about and focused on for the time leading up to her death. And she wasn't murdered or anything. She died of an undisclosed or maybe not undisclosed, but unknown heart condition. And she had been using some medicine, and there was fentanyl in her blood. And I think fentanyl is actually prescribed. Hold on. I'm going to check. I'm going to fact check myself because I don't want to start saying something that's not true. Fentanyl. Yeah, it's used in therapy for strong pain. So there is a legitimate reason why you would have fentanyl. Um, but she died because of the interactions between her heart and the medicine that she was given suddenly, and of course that must have been such a tragic moment for Mr. Oswald and their daughter because they had a daughter together. So I can't imagine that at all happening. But there is a but. I don't think the book is very good. And I think it's not good for two reasons. The first reason is it's clearly unfinished. And I think with a true crime book, maybe a novel, it makes more sense to finish it if you only have like one chapter left. But with a true crime book, there's no kind of focus. There's lots of parts where the editor kind of interrupts the narration to say, editor's note, this is based on this thing. So they're really trying to give it like a focus and a direction, but it lacks that. And the other thing is that a lot of the writing in the book is based on articles she published. So she talks somewhat about her life with Mr. Oswald. I'm calling him Mr. because I think the topic kind of needs it. So it's a lot about his life with her or her life with him. And I think that's not interesting. It kind of, I don't think, I think she didn't publish this book, right? She was working on it. It was clearly a first draft, but it comes off so narcissistic. Like, yes, my husband, the Hollywood actor, and I think it kind of does a disservice to the victims of this serial rapist and killer, where you make the focus about yourself, you know? But again, it's not her fault because this was not the final product. She may have removed that part in the final book. And I don't think the final book would have actually happened unless, like, if she hadn't died, I don't think she would have made this book, right? Because I think the case was solved shortly after. So I don't find it a good book. It's an interesting book if you are curious about how people try to put together something that's maybe like 60% finished. It's interesting in that way, but I don't think it's interesting from a true crime perspective, and I don't think it's an actually interesting book. But what do you think? Maybe I'm wrong. That's possible. When you review things, it's completely subjective. So give me your thoughts in the comment section. I'm trying to become the most prolific reviewer of all time. If you want to help me with that, you could subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 40 subscribers by the end of July. I think we can do it. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.